I'm Lulu Waller. I go to Madison West, and this is my prep profile.
Lulu, you asked about a nickname. You said your name is a nickname.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you get teased by people, or what's your? How do people get a hold of you normally when they yell? Is this Lou or Lulu or?
It's Lulu. I have a couple friends who use my real name. That's kind of annoying, but I let them get away
And that is?
Luella.
Luella, okay. But only teachers or someone who doesn't know you call you that?
Only subs usually. Pretty much everyone calls me Lulu. My grandma actually came up with it when I was 6 months old, I think.
Oh, excellent. 4.0 grade point average, congrats. How difficult is it to be a student athlete when you're competing in sports almost year round?
I think it would be, maybe it would be harder if I did a different sport, but with cross country and track, there's a culture of academia. So at meets, people will be doing their homework. I mean, it is hard, especially with track, all the really long meets. You get home at like 10 p.m. But I mean, I've had teachers give me extensions. They're very understanding about it, and in general, I've gotten used to it.
We talked to Alex about what it was like for a baseball player this spring. What's it been like for a track athlete?
Well, we had a couple meets canceled in the first few weeks, and that was a little unsettling because it meant less competition time for everyone. But it's gotten a lot better, especially last night. That was very good weather.
What did you do during the 2 hours at the conference meet where there was all the lightning? Was that a pretty big social time, everybody getting together?
It really was. We were all stuck inside, and we weren't quite sure when we were going to run. We were in this weird limbo. What was it? I think Verona and Sun Prairie got a massage line going. Some people from Janesville were tossing around a frisbee. There were people playing Ninja. It was like people really came together. It was nice.
Do you find being an athlete in running sports a little different attitude? It's competition, but there's a lot more camaraderie between the schools?
I definitely think that's true. I can't speak for other races, for other events in track, but I know that before the hurdles, we're getting into our blocks and we all just sort of look at each other like, all right, let's do this, good luck. Because everyone has that adversity to overcome, and if we're all doing it together, it feels a lot better.
You have to kind of suspend the fear to be a hurdler. Explain how did you get into hurdling? What was that like when you started?
I actually did it for the first time in middle school in a gym class, and I went over a couple with my best friend, and most people were terrified of them, but just after the first time trying them, it felt like flying, and I've done them ever since.
You ever compete in gymnastics?
No, I'm too tall, I think.
Okay. Is there a sport you wish you could do that you haven't done?
I mean, I always see gymnasts and ice skaters, and I wish that I could have that level of coordination. But I guess I am really doing my dream sport, and that's a good feeling.
You have an athlete or a teammate, classmate who's inspired you in sports?
Well, I rode my fellow captains in the prep thing. It's really, really great to work with them, and they're each wonderful people, and they work hard every day in practice, and they cheer people on in a great way, and I'm inspired by their.
We've talked about your favorite opponent, the Divine Twins over at Ed East. For you, when you were growing up, was there an athlete through school or something that that you looked up to, and now you realize you're that person? Maybe the little kids are looking up to you.
I don't know. I wasn't really. I didn't think about track at all for most of my childhood. I sort of liked running in an abstract sense, but I played soccer. But when I first did hurdling freshman year, there was this girl at Middleton, Erin McCauley, and she was fantastic. I think she ran third in the state at one point, but she was amazing. And every race I was like, oh, I get to race Erin today. That's exciting. And now I'll walk up to a start line and someone says, oh, are you the girl who runs 47s? And I'm like, oh, maybe that's me now. It's humbling.
Favorite TV show, 30 Rock?
Yeah.
Favorite character on the show?
I mean, everyone can identify with Liz, but I think Jenna is a good character to note. you don't want to be that girl.
And it said favorite place to visit, Drummond Island, Michigan. What makes that
Yeah.
place special?
My family's had a cabin there for over 50 years, and it's tiny, and the water is freezing, and it's my favorite place on earth.
And then you'd like to go to the Amazon?
Yeah, before
Uh,
it's gone.
Are you very much into the environment? Do you have an interest in that regards?
Yeah, I think especially in the coming years, it's going to be something that everyone will need to be invested in, and that everyone will need to pay attention to and be informed about. But I might have been exposed to those ideas a little more. My parents are both ecologically oriented, so I owe a lot to them.
And you're heading to, is it Swarthmore?
Yes.
And how did you make that college choice?
It was really, really hard in the end. I had a couple that I was interested in and that were fantastic choices, and in the end it just seemed like the best fit in terms of the culture of social responsibility, and the academics obviously are fantastic. I'm really excited to get to go there.
What you kind of going in with an open book, not quite sure what you like to do, and
Yeah, I'm gonna take some classes. I have a couple ideas, but too many to narrow down to one major yet.
are you going to be able to run there? Are you
Yeah.
looking at track, cross country, anything?
Definitely. Just track.
Okay.
I think practices start for indoor in November, so I'm excited.
And how far is that from here?
It's just outside Philadelphia, so it's a bit of a haul. It's kind of weird to be going so far from home, but I think it'll be a good thing, and I'm excited to be around big cities.
Well, with Madison being here in West High School, the diversity, is that something that really impacted your college choice too?
It did. I'm pretty sure that Swarthmore has unparalleled diversity. The other ones, the colleges I was looking at, were more in the Midwest, and I just didn't want to be around the same people and the same type of people that I'd been spending time with, because they're wonderful people, but you have to get more perspective than that.
You've been involved in a lot of things, National Honor Society, the French Honor Society, the choir. Anything from a volunteer standpoint you really enjoy doing that's kind of maybe shaped you a little bit?
I have been a volunteer camp counselor these past 3 years, and I really learned a lot about myself and about working with others and about leading from that experience, and it was amazing and fun. I wish I could go back to it, but I have to get a real job at some point. But
Right.
it was wonderful.
What are you going to remember the most of your time at West?
The people, for sure. It's the people who make this school. It's the teachers and my fellow students, certainly, and my teammates, and they're all amazing, and I will miss them a lot.
And enjoy your hobbies, playing the piano, writing, and climbing trees. So you're a bit of a free spirit,
I've heard that, yeah.
and that's a compliment. Yes.
I take it as such.
Well, congrats on a great high school career, and hopefully a state meets in your future.
Oh, thanks. I hope so too.